Hey guys, welcome back to this series that I do once in a while, I guess. um, but anyway, last time, what did I do in the last video? It was state machines, wasn't it? Yes. Yep. So in the last video, I mentioned that I was gonna start doing point lights, I believe. I was gonna do shaders, and I was gonna make the the level darker and make the player be the light, be the point light where the point light is gonna be following the player. So that's what I was gonna do in this tutorial. Well, I mean, it's not a tutorial. I'm so used to saying tutorial. That's what I can do in this video. So let's start that, shall we? So wherever you have your shaders located at, you want to create. Let's create a text document and I'm gonna call it PointLight and name that BS. Yes, I am aware. Create another one. Call that PointLight 2, but PS. Yes, I'm aware, computer. Alright, so we want to open these. We want to open it. So we get a blank document, right? Since there's nothing in there, of course. So what do we want to do in here? This is where our shader is. It's a Vertex Shader, so we're gonna say version, just because it's gonna be 4.0. Gonna have some input values in here. Input variables. Make it a little clean. There's some input variables in here. We can have a location equals 0. And it'll be in back 3. This is our input. This is our input position, which is our vertex. Our layout, location equals 1, and that will be our text coordinate. I'm gonna name it input text coord. Now we're gonna have some output values. Output variables. And we can have an out, back 3, we can have position, and out, back 2 for text coord. We're gonna have some uniform variables. We can have a uniform. If I know how to spell it correctly, then yes, uniform, mat4. And it's going to be a world matrix. Uniform, mat4. That's going to be our B matrix. Uniform, mat4, our projection matrix. And we can have another uniform for back 3, and that's going to be our world position that we can pass in. Now in here is where we can start our Vertex Shader. This is where we can start a Vertex Shader. So it's about void main and void. So we can calculate the position of the vertex against the MVP, which is matrix. I think that's to spell matrices. MVP, I guess gotta put that capital, is our model B projection matrix. So map 4 MVP equals projection matrix times B matrix. Remember it's backwards. Times a world matrix. We can say GL position, which is our a variable already including here, so you have to call it. I don't know. I'm thinking of getting sick. Back 4, you can put input position, and I think it's capital P. Point I. It's capital P here. That's our GL position. We can pass in position that we can pass into the pixel shader, and we can say that world position plus input position. And our text chord will equal the input text chord. Make sure I didn't misname anything wrong here. Layout, location, layout, back 3, position, text chord. Otherwise, it's gonna bite me in the butt later. GL position, make sure I spelled that correctly. Yes, I did. Alright. Well, this is a simple PointLight Vertex. It's the simplest one that we have. Oh. Alright, so this is where a tough part comes in. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger. So we had to calculate a lot of stuff in here. So in here, we can, I don't want to copy that. Have input variables. You can have an in back 3 position that we got from the Vertex Shader, and in back 2, which is our text chord. You make sure you call it, you name it, spell it correctly, the same way you spelled it in here. So this takes it out and brings it back inside here. So that's why it's that. Now we're gonna have output variables. And it's an out back 4 output color. And in here we're gonna have our own stuff. I have a struct in here. I call it shader buffer struct. I suck at naming things, but that's how I'm gonna name it. And in here we just gonna have a back 3, and it's gonna be our PointLight position. That's what it's gonna be, our PointLight position. So down here is where you can have our uniform variables. We're gonna have a uniform shader buffer object. Struct. Shader buffer struct. Gonna have a uniform sampler 2D for our texture. I'll call it shader texture. A uniform back 3. Wait, do I need those? No, because I made a struct now, so I don't really need it. So there's only 2 I'm needing here. Okay, so now that we have that, we can create a function. We're gonna call it back 3, and this is where I calculate PointLight. We're gonna pass in the back 3 light position and back 3 of color. We're gonna have a back 3, say final color equals back 3 of 0. We're gonna start it off at 0. We're gonna have a back 3. I'm gonna name it L. But basically what L is just the light position minus the make sure I spell it. The light position minus the position of the object that you're rendering in this shader, which in my case is just position, which we passed them on top of here. But also L is for me. You can have a float distance. I'm gonna call it this for short. It'd be the length of L. And I don't think any of that. So that's just the distance. Now we can calculate attenuation. So float linear. This, I don't know why something's called this, but I've never ever touched linear. The only one I touch is quadratic. I'm assuming you guys know what this means, so I'm not gonna explain it too much. How many 0.00025? And I believe the bigger this number is, the smaller the point line will be. We'll test it out later. And the last one is a constant. It's a constant, and I set that to 0. I never ever touch linear or constant, ever. I should mess around with it, though. But anyways, we can calculate attenuation. I'm gonna name it 10 for short. Call it, say, the min of 1 divided by constant plus this times linear plus this times this times quadratic. And 1, 0. Okay, now we have a back 3. Name that ambient. We set that to the color that we called on top. We have a back 3. Say light intensity. And that's back 3 of 1. Light intensity is normal for now. You can increase it in the future. Back 3. We can have a diffuse. And set that to light intensity times ambient. Alrighty, yeah. So I'm back now. Sorry, my cousin came over. We painted our car actually. I painted my rims. My cousin came over to help me out with it, and yeah, we put them back. We put it all back together, and it looks so amazing. It looks a beast. But anyway, I'm back. Anyways, so we finished off saying diffuse equals intensity times ambient times attenuation. Oh no, it's not final position. It's final color. We're gonna add that plus equals to diffuse, and that should be it for the light. Final color. It's a simple little thing. Nothing huge going on. So now what do we want to do? Now we go to our main function as a pixel shader. This could be a really simple thing. There's a void main void. I'm gonna set that back 4. Texture color equals texture shader texture, and set that text chord, and then the output color goes back 4 of calculate point light, and we can call it the shader buffer struct dot point light, and we can set the color for now. We can set it to white, vector 3 to 1, and we can set the last to be 1.0, and we can multiply that by the texture color, and that should be it. Alright, so our next thing that we gotta do to make this work, we also gotta add it to our asset list. So we can call it shader assets. Call it. You know what? Just copy this entire thing. Vertex, we named it PointLight for both. And it's gonna be point_light. That's what the type it is. At least for my case. That's how that works. Fortnite, am I missing anything else? I believe I'm not. Let's see if it at least plays. Hold on. Does it break anywhere for me what I just did right now? Shader check, okay. Okay. Alright, so there's an error in my point light somewhere. Gotta figure out where it's at. Get back to 3. Light position minus position, which is set on top. It's a back 3. The distance of L, linear, quadratic, constant. Min 1.0 divided by constant. Distance times. Oh, I misspelled linear. Distance. Let me double check everything. Ambient. Vector 3, 9 times vector 3, diffuse, ambient, color attenuation. Okay, and let's try that again, shall we? Nope, still an error. What the? Shader struck. 0.9 back 3. What am I missing? Returns. Let's go diffuse, density. Okay, 0.9. Flip back 3. Back 3. It's closer to the entire function. Shader texture and oh. Let's try that again. Oh, again, what did you use? Would it not be initialized? So what did I do wrong now? Did I miss anything that I know about? Texture color, back 4. Ah, what about my BS? Hold on. Oh, no, I'll be back. Alright, so this is the error that I get when I... Let's put it here for now. This is the errors that I get for that. OpenGL does not allow uniform after type specifier. But it's in the fragment shader though. After a type oh, wait, maybe? Did I forget a colon there? Is that what it's saying? Nine shader structure is already defined at 0.15. Guess that's what. Let's try it out. Let's see. I guess I forgot that. I forgot the colon. Oh, jeez. Let's play this again. Alright, I guess that was it. Colon. I forgot the colon. Oh, jeez. Alright, so now that I have that working. Okay. So now that I gotta do is go back to my. Let's see. I need. Okay, let's see that's working. So now that I gotta do. Now that I gotta do. Alright. So we gotta set this to take the PointLight shader instead. I'm not gonna do it to the enemy and the tiles. I'm not gonna do it to the player since the PointLight is always gonna be at the player, so it's not really reason for. So they see the PointLight's up there now. So now that what I gotta do is to set it to the player. I'm gonna put it in here actually. Let's say shader pointer shader equals shader manager get instance get shader or shader manager PointLight is shader does not equal null. When I said shader, no, what was it? Update shader buffer. Yeah, I'm gonna pass in my player position. What do I set player position here? Player entity. Okay. Get position. There we go. So you see that? This looks pretty cool actually. So it's starting to look a little bit more darker. I mean a lot darker. So we see the enemy here is like ah. Look at that sound. Would be amazing once I add sound in here. It looks a lot different now, right? But anyway, now another thing that I gotta do is to make sure the light does not go outside here, which is that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to research a little bit more into that because I've never done it before. I know it has to do with shadow mapping and since this light is dynamic, since it's moving, I mean it's some soft shadows thing. I'm trying to research it because I've never done it before. So that's the next thing that I'm gonna do. But for now, it looks pretty cool. It looks amazing. And like I mentioned earlier, where is that? So I mean, the bigger number that I put this, the smaller the PointLight will be. As I said last time. So it's really small. It's probably behind the player, or maybe it's not even showing at all. It's super small now. Let's make it a tiny bit smaller now. Smaller than it was earlier. See, this one's a lot smaller now. Like, yay! Cool. It might be brighter in your thing since I'm recording, but it looks really dark on my computer. So let's return that back. So there you go. This is what I want to do with you guys. The shader is a simple thing. But yeah, I hope you guys like this tutorial. Well, it's not really a tutorial. I gotta stop saying tutorial. I hope you guys like this video. In the next video, either I'm gonna look into how so it doesn't bleed into the other side of the walls. I'm gonna look into shadow mapping. That may take a while though, because I've never done it before. But I should learn. It'll be a good thing to learn. But otherwise, if I decide to, because if I want to put more videos, I probably should do something else. And what can I do next? Illusion. Probably can make the enemies smarter. Or another thing I did not mention is that I did update the engine a little bit while I was away. As you can see, it will only animate as I keep going, as I'm moving. But once I stop, it stops animating. Now another thing I gotta do is make sure it faces the right direction. But right now I don't really care about it since I don't have any animations for this. Because I mean I could flip this side to side, but when it comes to up and down, it kind of don't have animation for that. So I mean I could probably find one online anyway. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what's the next thing to. I mean, another thing I was thinking about this game is to also put point lights in here, so that maybe get close to like a candle or whatever, and once you get close, you could light it up. So there's that way it lights up the area. it would look pretty cool. Um, that's the deal with that. I'm trying to figure out what can I do right now. Should have planned this earlier before. I could make an enemy smarter, but to be honest, I have no idea what enemy's gonna be doing in this game just yet, other than attacking. Power ups. I don't know any power ups. I mean, I could do more levels, but it's not really because I want to make this stuff work first. For now, it does work. It's pretty cool. And the frame rate is pretty slow because I'm recording, but it usually goes up like 50s. It's above the 50s when I'm not recording anything. Um, 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 um. Another thing I'm doing as well, which I haven't shown you guys. I mean, I'll show it to you guys because I have not shown it to you. Hold on. No, it was not here. Hold on. Let me close the solution. Just open a start page. Spaceship. It may lag a little bit because I'm recording, but so this is the other thing. Remember this, guys? I updated this to my newer engine. I still gotta do the. I still gotta do the. Well, one, I had to space out more the skybox a little bit further because it's really close right now, and the texturing here is for some reason it's weird. I gotta look into that. But I updated it to the current engine that I have right now. It's the same engine I'm doing with the Maze game, just in 3D. But yeah, I hope you guys remember this game. This game was pretty buggy at the time when I did it, so I'm incorporating it into the new game because I really like spaceship games. Well, let's see how it goes. It's a little bit laggy because I'm recording at the same time though, but it looks pretty cool. I haven't added the enemies just yet, but anyways, this is not what this video is about anyway. But yeah, in the next video, either I'll start doing shadow mapping to that, or another thing I could start doing is to be able to attack the enemies now with bullets or whatever. Or I don't know if I want to attack. If I'm able to attack the enemies yet, or if I just want it to be a stealth game. You know what? In the next video, you guys will find out because I don't want to waste any more of your time, guys, because I have not thought about it just yet. In the next video, you'll find out. I'll leave you guys to the curiosity. All right. I'll see you guys later. Signing out.